We're in North Alabama. We shouldn't be in North Alabama. We should be at home. Yep.
Hi, I'm Julie, and we evacuated from Hurricane Gustav. The reason why we left is because it looked pretty bad in the Gulf, and we were worried that it was going to be a Category 4 storm. We left Friday night at 2 o'clock in the morning, or Saturday morning that is, and went to Slidell and made it to northern Alabama in Scottsboro. We're stuck out here because we're spending our rent money, and we know that there are a lot of people in the same situation that we're in. We've met 3 or 4 different groups of people on the road that are also spending their rent money, and there hasn't been anything set up to help anyone financially. The thing is, with our housing situation, we're staying with friends and family. We're camping out in the woods, but shelters aren't an option for us. The closest shelter for us that allows pets is 3 hours away, and we don't believe that they're going to allow a pit bull and a boxer. We've got really large dogs, so we don't think that's an option. Can you see why? So
Marley.
the thing is, we visited a shelter today, the Red Cross shelter. Okay, so we had to pause the videotaping because the dogs went to get at a cat through the window. And this is the same way they act around other dogs. And they're rescue pets, so we couldn't leave them at home, and we can't take them to a shelter. So basically, they're with us. And they're feeling the impact of all the traveling we're doing and being in a new environment and stuff like that. So they have to stay with us. We were told at Red Cross Shelter that we had 2 options. Either we could check our dog into a vet clinic, or we could go 3 hours away to another shelter that allows pets. But they don't understand that you can't be separated from your animal in a situation like this, because they're feeling it like children are. And also, shelter just doesn't do right for some dogs. It's not a good environment for them. So the thing is, we're camping, and we're not able to get any money from Red Cross or FEMA at this point. We met some people in the shelter that said that they're not able to take showers. And this may be just rumor, but this is what we've heard. We saw the conditions of their sleeping. Their cots are literally butted up right next to one another. There are small pathways in between, just like what you saw in the Superdome during Katrina. And it's really sad the way they're treating people. These are hard-working people, and they're poor, and they have no other choice but to be there. And so the thing is, we're trying to speak out for them, since they don't have the equipment to voice what's going on right now. We were there, and we were watching men sweep and mop the floors for them, setting up the chairs for them. These are people that are hard workers, and they don't deserve to be treated bad. So we're asking for help, basically. And don't know how you can do that, but the thing is, Red Cross is telling us their hands are tied. All they can provide is food and shelter, and sometimes that's not enough. People are going to need some money for this. These are poor people. I wanted to explain to you why people need some money right now. The thing is, in our condition, we're spending what little money we had saved for rent, and August is a tough time in New Orleans. It's a service industry town. Everything relies on tourism, and the thing is, people really have a rough time in August. It's the hardest time of year to take a trip or get out of town, and it's the hardest time to survive in New Orleans. So you're taking these people with a very little income that survive on tourism and that didn't have much to go away with in the beginning, and you're putting them in a situation where they're paying a lot higher gas prices, and also they're out on the road spending money they didn't expect to have to spend, and they don't have a means to make an income. And a lot of us that work in the tourism industry are worried that once we get back to town, we're not going to have a job to go back to. We're not going to have the tourism to go back to. And so how are we going to make the money for rent if we spend it all now? We don't have the money to get back. And a lot of people are facing the same thing. And we were meeting very nice people that were outgoing enough to talk to us and tell us about what they're going through. And we're all in the same boat. This is the first of the month. A lot of people are on a very limited fixed income, and they're out here on the road, and they're going to be stuck. So they need some help. From FEMA, from Red Cross, from any charity organization that can get involved. Like Gustav victims, it may not be a Category 4 right now. It may not be a big threat in the Gulf right now, but everyone did what they were supposed to do. Everyone evacuated. You're not pulling people off of rooftops. Everyone did what they were supposed to do. And they're transported in buses and dumped on towns that say, we didn't want this burden. They just showed up overnight and we didn't know what to do with them, so we stuck them in a high school auditorium. And it's really sad. If you could see the conditions, which I'm going to try and videotape for you, you'd understand why I'm sending this message out. We should get a video of the campsite. That's it here, huh? No.
I could have a dozen others, but I know I'd love you still, 'cause I get so doggone lonesome.
Welcome to Camp Gustav. Home sweet home. This is our primitive camping spot, and this is how we evacuate where we're from. Got our bug spray, our ice chest, our tent with one sleeping bag, so pretty meager means around here. Trying to survive. So there's a hell of a view.
Where we're going.
Where are we going? We're going to the Walmart to try and make our primitive camping a little nicer. We're going to go get a battery-operated van if such a thing exists. And we're also going to the Crystal because that's the only place with a television to keep us updated on the news forecast. Also, they have internet access, so we brought our laptops and we're going to check up on the news reports.